me! Barbie!
You will go one-on-one with The Undertaker!
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hit the Books, the only weekly realistic fantasy booking podcast in the universe. I am your host, as always, Ryan Knightsey, and with me, as always, is the man of 1,000 nicknames, Mikey Manfredi. Mikey, how you doing, my band? I said my band. My man!
Your band is doing great. I'm banned from the show now, so I'm doing great, and now I'm doing awful because you've just banned me.
Oh, I'm sorry. What I meant to say is that you're the house band for this episode.
I'm the house band, so I'm just banned for this episode.
Yes, you're just the house band for this episode.
I'm the house band. Got it.
Yes, okay. Yes. So you can play whatever. So I'll throw it to you every once in a while, and you just have to do some music for us. Like now. Oh, lame. I was hoping for some trumpets.
I did Kevin Owens' theme song. I tried.
That's perfect. How you doing, my dude? It's been another week, and we're back at it yet again with our GM mode, universe mode, pleasing Vince McMahon show that is Hit the Books.
Indeed. We are always trying to please Vince McMahon as much as possible and make WWE worthy of him, of course.
Yes, of course, naturally. But how you doing? What's up with you? How's your week been?
Good. Just chilling. I wrote my card down. I'm thinking about some stuff for Extreme Rules. I'm super excited for Extreme Rules because I think both of our cards are sick.
Yes, I'm very excited about Extreme Rules this upcoming Sunday. If you don't know, not only do we do these weekly Raw and Smackdown fantasy booked cards with the full matches, full segments, full everything. We also got pay-per-views every couple of weeks, every 5 or so weeks or so.
Oh, yeah. We got pay-per-view specials coming your way.
We got Extreme Rules, and it's not a horror show over here.
Extreme.
No, this isn't a horror show. This isn't a horror COVID-filled show over here.
The only thing that's horrifying is our humor.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. And then and then can you add like a lightning sound, like it's it's spooky. I've had a good solid week. Did I tell you last week that my COVID test came back negative?
Yes.
Yes. Did I say that? Yes. I'm sure you're like me. You're also losing track of time, right?
Yes, I am stunned that is the middle of July already.
Yeah, like
I feel like our wrestling trip just got canceled.
Yeah, that
was all the way back in March, and it's already July.
Yeah, I was talking to a customer one day at the coffee shop I work at, and we were just sort of talking about how like it's weird because because of the pandemic, there's like nothing really to do. I mean, there's stuff to do, but you're for the most part just sort of like hanging out down the street with the same old friends that you knew last week. But at the same time, like time just flies past you. Like it's already middle of July. So I don't really know what's happening. I'm really confused by time. I really don't understand time. And
time is a made up concept.
Like, okay, so this is also another diatribe of mine. I hate it. I'm always confused about time, just in general. Like, if you told me, Mikey, that it is a 3:15, I don't know what that means.
It means it's 15. That means it's 3:15.
Yeah. Why don't you just say 3:15? Like, this has been a diatribe of mine my entire life. Why say 3:15? Why say 3:45? Why don't you just tell me 3:15, 2:45? Why do I have to now do the math in my head? Or conversely, and this is something my dad did all the time, is I would ask him what time it is, and he would like round up or down. Like if it's like...
I mean, I do that.
No, don't do that. Never do that. Just tell me what time it is.
Would you want me to be like, it is specifically 2:47.
Yeah, I'm asking you what time it is currently.
Just go 2:45.
Not time it was a couple minutes ago. Not time it is a couple minutes from now. I want to know at the moment exactly what time it is.
I do that at work a lot to pretend that the day is going by faster than it is. It was like 4:20, and I was somebody asked me what time it was. I was like, yeah, like 4:30.
No, it's 4:20. I'm not lying.
Lit.
I'm not. It's 4:20 hashtag lit, dog. Like, I'm not lying to myself. I want to know the time, and don't make me do the mental somersaults about like the gosh darn. It's 3:15 or 3:30 or whatever. Also, screw anyone that ever just said 3:30 or 4:15. I don't know what hour it is. I don't know what god dang hour it is.
Yeah, just like 1:45.
It's
just
not,
like that.
Yeah.
That annoys me. Where somebody says like 1:45, I'm like, 1:45 what?
Quarter till what? If I knew what time,
if you're gonna say it, at least be like 4:45.
yeah,
till
at
4.
least say that. I'm infuriated by just the fact that like I'm asking. I don't want to do extra work. I don't want extra credit work. I'm not getting anything out of this besides the time where you're just like forcing me to do more brain work. Like, I just want to know the time, my dude. Is this a good diatribe to get us to the beginning of the episode?
Speaking of time, this bit has taken up a lot of it.
Dang it. So it wasn't a good bit. Dang it. New bits. Let me go open up my folder file of bits. New bit. We already did Taco Bell. We already ripped off Munch Squad. Someone talking about horses? Nah, damn it. What do we do? New bits. Oh man. So I was eating a cinnamon roll. That's dang it. I got nothing.
So a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "Why the long face?"
And he says, "Ha ha ha. What time is it?" And the bartender says, "Quarter till." And he's like, "Quarter till what?" He said, "Quarter till you get out of my bar. You're a horse."
Wow, the horse just wanted a drink, man.
Remember at the beginning of the show when you said that our jokes are bad? Man, this show. I feel bad if you're a new listener listening to this.
This was a rough one. I'm not going to lie to you.
I'm not going to lie to you.
This is a rough opener.
Yeah, this is a rough opener for the listener. And I apologize deeply from the bottom of my heart.
I promise we've done better than this.
Yeah, we have 100% done better than this, so I apologize. But we're not... I got no transitions. I'm off today, dude. I don't know what
we are better at? Booking.
There it is. The king of transitions. Do you just want to host the rest of this episode, Mikey? Because you're currently the king of transitions.
I guess. Like, what are we gonna say? That you won the poll again this week? Probably.
That is a fact. I did win the poll again this week. This time, 60% victory, 60 to 40%.
Okay, so less of a blowout than a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, but
or last week.
Still a win for Raw, which is good because remember, I believe if I remember correctly from last week, you said last week that you were like unsure about that card.
I was pretty sure it was going to be a losing card, but I think this one is a pretty big slam dunk. I hope at least.
Yes, I feel like I have a good card. But looking at this, I kind of feel like last week's card might have been a little bit better. So I'm maybe, knowing that you are trying to bring the heat this week, I'm fearful that I'm going to lose.
I'm pretty stoked.
Which I don't want. I don't want to lose. Yeah.
Who does?
Apparently
me, because I keep doing it.
The total is 4-7-1. SmackDown 4 wins, Raw 7 wins, and 1 tie.
I had a nice streak there for a while, and then I lost it.
You did. We've been trading streaks for a little bit. I streaked, and then you streaked, and then I streaked, and then we ate ice cream.
It was a blast.
Yeah, and then of course we have Extreme Rules around the corner. That's just gonna ruin both of us.
And then we streaked at Extreme Rules and got arrested.
Yeah, we streaked at Extreme Rules. We got arrested. We got.
But we were at least responsible with it and wore masks.
Yeah, no, we wore masks while we were streaking. I mean, we're not fools.
We're not idiots.
Come on, we're not Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. Oh, God damn! Did I tell you about this? Can this be our new opener?
Sure.
Did I tell you about what happened? Do you know what happened?
We were on such a roll to start the card, but sure.
No,
the transitions were flowing, man. But I guess we could take another left turn.
Fucking Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. My dude. Not my dude, by the way. Hate the man. Case numbers in Georgia have been on the rise. 3 to 4 times as bad as it was in April at the start of all this. He goes on this whole campaign around Georgia to hashtag wear a mask, tell everybody to wear their mask. But then, when cities and counties started making masks mandatory, he put out a thing saying that, no, you can't do that. You can't do mandatory mask mandates in Georgia. It can only be temporary. It's up to the person to decide what to wear, if to wear the mask.
That's terrible. That's a shitty take.
It's like, dude, this is awful. I hate the man, and it annoys me to the end of the earth. But it's just like, come on, man. Why are you telling people that we should all wear masks? But when it's like, oh, you have to wear masks, he's like, no, the people can decide. And it's like, well, obviously the people have done a bad job at deciding, since their case numbers have gone up 4 times as bad.
Yep.
4,000 in one day. Brian, get your butt out of the bowling alley.
Yesterday I had to draw a diagram for people.
I just wanted you to stop there.
I work at a grocery store, and I had to draw a diagram on the board in the break room showing people you have to wear your mask over your nose too, because even some of the employees are being really stupid about it, and it's driving me nuts. Not only the customers I have to worry about, it's the employees wearing their masks under their nose.
Yes.
It's so stupid.
I
literally drew a diagram on the board where it's like a green one wearing the mask over the nose and a red one wearing the mask underneath the nose. Apparently we're all children.
Have you had to deal with Karens at all?
I deal with Karens every day I go into work, my dude.
Even before the pandemic?
Even before the pandemic. I work in retail. We have to deal... The Karen pandemic didn't just start with this pandemic. Karens have always been Karens, my dude.
Karens?
And they've always been around, and they are...
Karens be Karening.
Karens always be Karening.
Oh my god. Well, you're the host. Get us back to on the page then.
Anyway, since I lost, it is my right to present my card first.
Well, and to party, but that's besides the point.
And to party, which is my right that I fought for. Thank you, Beastie Boys. I will be presenting my Smackdown card. First, hopefully it's a winning card. Let's see. When SmackDown opens up with the commentary team welcoming the WWE Universe to SmackDown, when they receive a message in their ear, Michael Cole states, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm now getting word that there is some commotion happening backstage." The cameras cut to a shot of Orton and GM Page arguing about the decision made by Page to make the tag team match for tonight. Orton yells, "Strowman had his shot and he blew it, and McIntyre got destroyed last time him and the Demon were in the ring." Page responds, "Look, Orton, I know you're mad, but I did what's best for the brand. Strowman was fighting a 2-on-1 battle last time you two fought, and McIntyre deserves another shot after the war those two have had for months. One more thing, by the way. Since you barged into my office and disrespected me and my choices, at Extreme Rules, you're banned from ringside for the Demons match, and he is banned from yours."
Oh, shit.
Not that they were probably going to be there anyway since they had their own respective matches, but still. Orton gets up in Page's face and is infuriated. Page doesn't give an inch and says, "Get out of here before I have to call security." And Orton leaves in a huff.
I like it. Yeah, my favorite thing that, obviously what we do here of, booking every single card for Raw and SmackDown for nearly 2 years now is that, like, just the different character choices and different, like, interactions. Like Paige and GM Page being a badass, like, person in charge against, like, a maniacal Randy Orton.
Yeah, she knows she has the power here.
I love that dynamic. I love that, as it were, that scene.
After that show opener, we have our opening match with Danny Burch with Lorcan versus Bobby Fish with Kyle O'Reilly. Last week we had Kyle O'Reilly versus Oney Lorcan. So it's just the match with different people. Okay. But in this one, Bobby Fish comes out on top, beating Danny Burch. So it is tied, as we could say, with Burch and Lorcan getting one and Undisputed Era getting one.
Oh, okay. Good for them. Is this leading to a match of the pay-per-view?
No. This is leading...
Okay.
I have another match for the... I know I had one match open for the pre-show, but I actually kind of last minute set something up between two other people, which I'm very excited about. So we're going to save this one for SmackDown after Extreme Rules.
Okay. Interesting. I'm interested to see what that other one is. Yeah, because I think the only match you had not yet announced is your pre-show match.
Yes, which will be announced tonight, obviously.
Okay. Let's see.
After Burch and Bobby Fish, we have a segment where Sasha Banks is preparing for a match later tonight. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Where Sasha Banks is preparing for her match up next, when there is a knock and another note is slipped under her locker room door. She reads it. Don't worry about your match tonight. I'll be watching. Sasha is visibly confused as her music hits, setting up for her match next against Nikki Cross. And Sasha still being off of her game and a little confused about last week and that new note that came in. It allows Nikki Cross to get the upper hand, and right as Nikki is setting up to finish the match, the lights go out for a moment.
Ooh.
When they come back on, Nikki is down in the ring. Sasha, seeing this opportunity, goes for the pin and gets the 1, 2, 3. And Sasha Banks wins her first match in a long time.
Holy crap. Wins her first match in a long time with the help of someone?
Of someone.
I'm trying to go through your roster in my head. I'm trying to think about who that could have been.
Well, while you think about that, we'll go into our video package next up, which is a promotional video hyping up the tables match between Bayley and Asuka at Extreme Rules.
Oh shit, I forgot there's a tables match. Holy crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
We have the contract signing tonight,
oh,
by the way.
Baby. Sorry, Bayley.
After that video package, we have match number 3, which is a match announced last week. We have Street Profits, Ali, and Mysterio versus One Nation, Ziggler, and Roode.
Oh yeah, the big 8-man.
Mm-hmm, the big 8-man tag match, in which Street Profits, Ali, and Mysterio pick up the victory. And after the match, Street Profits grab some mics, and Ford says, "Looks like we got One Nation on the ropes. Now we've been thinking about a way to shut those guys up for good, and I think we came up with an idea that might do the trick." Dawkins continues, "Since our title match is at Extreme Rules, we were thinking about getting a little crazy. We want you guys in a ladder match."
Inferno. Not Inferno.
One Nation is a little taken aback by this at first and seems hesitant, but then Akira Tozawa gives a little devious smile and nods his head at Cruz, who says, "Bold move. I guess if you really want to be wiped from the face of WWE, you're on."
Ooh.
So, the tag team title match at Extreme Rules is now a ladder match between Street Profits and One Nation.
Mikey, I gotta ask, are you confusing Extreme Rules with TLC?
No, but I see why you say that, because I have a ladders match, a tables match, and also a chairs match.
I was just looking at this, I was like, man, my man is really making a great card for TLC.
I was like, I noticed that after last week. I was like, huh, I'm doing that thing that TLC does usually. Whoops.
You'll have to see it, folks.
But yeah, so it's gonna be a ladders match completing TLC at Extreme Rules.
Oh man, I love it.
Next up, we have a match between Ruby Riott and Charlotte Flair, in which Charlotte Flair gets the victory.
Oh, okay.
But after the match, Ruby Riott jumps Charlotte Flair from behind and takes her out. Ruby Riott and Undisputed Era regroup in the ring, and Ruby says, "Look, Charlotte, it's nothing personal. It's just that Undisputed Era wants to be the best faction SmackDown has ever seen. And what's that old saying? If you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, you may not be the man, but you are the queen, and we think it's time for a dethroning. So what do you say? Me and you at Extreme Rules?" Flair grabs a mic and says, "You know what, Ruby? Just to show you how out of your league you really are, I accept your challenge. And since you're so confident, let's make it interesting. How about a no DQ match, just in case your boys over there want a piece of me too?
Ew.
I'll take out what?
Nothing.
I'll take you all out and show you what made me the queen of WWE in the first place. Ruby looks at Era, talks it over for a minute, and says, done.
Holy crap. Okay, so we got new match announcement, Ruby Riott with, it sounds like, Era in her corner.
Yep.
I don't know which members of Era, but some members of Era in her corner versus the Queen, Charlotte Flair, in a no DQ match.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Mikey is getting extreme on this card. I mean,
every match on my Extreme Rules cards has some sort of hardcore stipulation.
I think except for one.
Except for the Universal title match, which we don't know is even going to happen yet.
I guess that's fair.
But next up, we have the contract signing, which was announced last week for the women's title match at Extreme Rules. A table with a contract sits in the middle of the ring with Paige at the head of it. Bayley comes to the ring and sits at the table. Asuka does the same. The two sit at the table and Paige begins. All right, ladies, on the table in front of you is a contract for a tables match for the SmackDown Women's Championship this Sunday at Extreme Rules. Now, Bayley, since you are the champion, I'll have you sign first. Without breaking eye contact with Asuka, Bayley snatches the contract, signs it, and slides it over to Asuka. Asuka, without breaking eye contact, does the same and slides the contract back to Paige, who says, okay, now the only signature left to make it official is mine. Paige opens it up, signs it, and says, all right, that settles it. This Sunday, you two have your match. Try not to kill each other before then. After she says that, Asuka quickly stands up and does like that fake like flip the table, and Bayley like jumps up, like get ready for a fight. But she doesn't actually do it. She just did it to scare Bayley. Asuka laughs, pats the table, glares at Bayley one last time before leaving the ring. And the contract signing went mostly as planned.
Mostly as planned.
No one went through a table. I think that was the most surprising part of all of this.
Asuka playing mind games over here.
Oh, yeah.
I love to see it from Asuka over here. She's playing mind games.
And finally, our main event of the evening, we have Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman versus Randy Orton and the Demon. And if Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman win this match, they each get their respective matches at Extreme Rules.
Which is the Demon versus McIntyre.
The Demon versus McIntyre in an Extreme Rules match, and Braun Strowman versus the Demon, or Braun Strowman versus Randy Orton for the WWE Universal Championship.
Big main event tag match.
Oh yeah,
big title match, or not title match, big tag match, I should say.
And in this match, Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman do pick up the victory, securing their matches at Extreme Rules. When Strowman pins Orton after the Demon and McIntyre fight to the back and leave their respective partners alone in the ring. Randy, being distracted by losing his partner, gets caught by Strowman, who hits him with a running power slam and pinning him clean.
Oh, shit. Strowman pins Orton?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, moly.
And McIntyre and the Demon fought to the back, not to be seen on SmackDown again.
until they come out.
Until they come out fighting at Extreme Rules.
Perfect.
They fight for 2 days straight until their match at Extreme Rules, where they continue fighting in an Extreme Rules match.
I was watching Impact the other day because for some reason I'm starting to watch Impact because it's free on Twitch every Tuesday, so I'm just like watching it because there's nothing else. I guess I
have a event coming up soon.
Slammiversary. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm interested in one match at Slammiversary. Actually, maybe two.
Okay.
Mostly one match at Slammiversary, and it's Deonna Purrazzo versus Jordynne Grace.
And the second match is the women's scramble match or whatever it is that has the number one contenders up for grabs.
I wasn't aware of that one actually, but I was thinking about the North tag team match for the titles because I like Ethan Page.
I believe, if I'm looking up right now, yes, we're talking about Impact right now, folks. If I'm not mistaken, is.
I don't think that's happened on this show ever.
Gauntlet for the gold match. It's basically a battle royal style professional wrestling match in Impact. The final portion of the match consists of the last two competitors squaring off in a standard singles match.
It's a battle royal, but then the last two just fight.
Yes, to get pin or submission. To determine number one contender for the Impact Knockouts Championship. It features every other woman talent on the roster, including your personal favorite, Kylie Ray. So,
hey.
I wouldn't be surprised
I
if...
still have my Kylie Ray AEW shirt.
Wouldn't be surprised. Wouldn't be surprised. It's still on here. The Rascals versus TBD. I didn't realize that was a thing. But yeah, I just been started watching Impact because it's like free on Tuesdays and it's like live new wrestling instead of like tape stuffed. And also, I don't really want to watch Dark live because it's just like 10 matches for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. But what happened on Impact was that last week, Rhino and Hernandez were doing an arm, doing a test of what are they called?
The arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling. Thank you.
Is it this one?
No, it was in arm wrestling. They were arm wrestling, and in kayfabe, they left last week and came back this week to them still arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling.
So in kayfabe, they were arm wrestling for a full week, and they showed like a montage of them arm wrestling like in the bathroom, outside, at catering, like awesome. Doing all this stuff. And it was just like, geez. And that's what reminds me here is McIntyre and Balor is going to fight until Extreme Rules.
I need to catch up with wrestling, man. I haven't watched. I've been working every Wednesday night, so I missed both nights of Fyter Fest, and I missed Fight for the Fallen last night.
Oh man, you got to catch up, my dude.
I know, I really do. I got to get back on the train here. I got to catch up because fucking Cody and Arn actually mentioned Warhorse. And now I'm like,
yes,
it's like that video he keeps posting of him just going, ah.
Yes, and that's
on the inside all the time.
Cody is defending the title next week, but we have no idea who against. The only other person that we know about is Warhorse.
Warhorse has been mentioned by Arn Anderson.
Yes,
they have. They acknowledge that fact that he does exist, and I'm very excited to see that it might lead to a match. I really hope it does.
The potential of it being next week is quite high. It could be anyone else. You know, they could just start teasing it. But I imagine Cody is going to be doing this every single time until like the next pay-per-view. So we probably have lots of time to get there. But
without looking at your charts, without looking at any of your graphs.
How dare you? This sounds smarky.
Who do you want to see? Who's like your number one pick for Cody to challenge for the TNT Championship from the Indies, not from AEW?
That is COVID feasible to challenge.
That's COVID feasible challenge.
Because my number one is Speedball Mike Bailey.
Oh, that's my number. That's my after Warhorse. That's mine too.
Yeah. From the Indies.
He is banned for un-COVID reasons as well.
Oh, yeah, that's also true. I guess that's also true.
So even without COVID, we still wouldn't get that match for a little while.
I guess that's true. We got a whole another year on that. Trying to think. Matt Cardona is, of course, interesting, but I don't know if that's the match I would love to see. I guess it would be a match I would love to see just to see how Zack Ryder / Matt Cardona is without the WWE system. Like, see his actual wrestling.
Gentleman Jervis.
Gentleman Jervis isn't bad. I kind of want to see Warhorse more than Jervis.
I mean, I want to see Warhorse more than Jervis, but that doesn't mean I still don't want to see Jervis because I love Jervis.
I gotta look. I'm trying to run through independent wrestling names in my brain.
Who else I want to see?
Who?
Kimberly. I know they're not into intergender matches, but like, how dope would that be?
I mean, she does work in Impact.
Yeah, I forgot she does. Oh my god,
she's an Impact. Yeah, the Impact's roster is just killer right now. So you can't sleep on their women's division.
I'm looking through my Indy 500 old matches, and I'm like, who would I like to see face?
Yeah, no, I am. Even though you did not like it, I am going to my charts and graphs so I can look at.
I told you not to.
I'm doing it just so I can look at names of independent wrestlers, so I can remember names. I would love.
Oh, if Martin Kirby wasn't retired, he was another one on my list.
Oh, I know who. So there's a lot of international wrestlers I would love to see. Speedball Mike Bailey, Taurus. El Hijo del Vikingo. Bandito, but that's Ring of Honor, of course. Well, Toros and Vikingo are both from AAA, which have connections of AEW, so I would love to see them in there. But legitimately, who I believe is currently unsigned after Evolve collapsed the way it did, I legitimately would love to see, and I actually tweeted about it, I would legitimately love to see Cody Rhodes defend the title versus JD Drake.
I don't know who that is. I don't think.
He gives me like full like Arn vibes. I'm like, he would be a great, he's so good in the ring. I love seeing him. I tweeted about it and he agreed. I think it's just a solid pitch. I would love to see JD Drake defend the title.
Hear me out. Cody Rhodes versus Cara Noir.
Also that. I would also love to see Cara Noir. There's so many people. But again, like that's the whole COVID issue. But yeah, there's a whole list of people that if they were doing this in non-COVID times, like just who they could get would be amazing.
Cody Rhodes versus the Invisible Man.
Even better. I would love that. There's no way in hell they'll do that.
But like if they did, imagine how great it would be.
Like
I'd be so into it if Cody Rhodes just wrestled himself for the TNT Championship basically for like 10 minutes, I'd be so into it.
There is no way in hell they'd do that, but I would also love for them to do that and then get a huge spike in like quarter-hour ratings.
I'd be so into
like,
it.
It's like, oh man, Invisible Man's a draw. Do we do it again? I don't.
Can Invisible Man win the TNT Championship?
It's like, oh gee, Bryce Remsburg grabs her as race, but it just falls.
He has to like find Janela and get his glasses so he can ref the match.
Oh my god, that's so stupid. Oh my god, that would be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. But yeah,
you know you can't wrestle an Invisible Man match without Bad Boy Vision.
Of course. I mean, I knew that. Yeah, I knew that. To get back on track, Mikey, I thought that was a great card. I thought you wrote a very good SmackDown card. I liked it a lot. I'm trying to remember. I'm going to pull it up real quick so I can reference actual moments that I really liked. I liked the big boy tag match at the end there. I like the new addition of Riot Flair. I feel like that sort of has like slight number one content. Like it's not obvious, but it's like a slight number one contender.
Slightly, yeah, it's got like that hint to it. Like maybe whoever wins this is probably number one contender.
Mm-hmm. I'm interested to see what happens with Sasha Banks. I legit have no clue who that could be. There's so many people on your roster that I'm just like, I have no idea who could do stuff like that. So I don't know. And like always, there's still more building to the Street Profits match.
Not to sound like BuzzFeed, but the answer may shock you.
It's the Iconics.
Whoa!
I would love it. I thought it was a great card. But of course, it's time for the randomizer.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, I'm getting hit with it again.
Yeah, I mean, to remind you, audience, you can vote.
You were just going to say, yeah, book a better card anyway.
Yeah, of course, you fool. But to remind you, audience, of course, you can go on Twitter after each episode, immediately following each episode's release. All the more reason to subscribe, folks. But immediately following each episode's release, you can go to our Twitter page at HitTheBooksPod, and you can vote on which card you liked better, whether it be Mikey Smackdown or my upcoming Raw card. And of course, the loser of the poll will then get hit with the randomizer. The randomizer is a list currently of, I think, 44 things.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. And whatever happens on it is what you are forced to add into your show, whether it be good, whether it be bad. Usually good things happen to me because I'm rolling it. But those are the sort of things the randomizer does. It could be anything from injuries. It can be anything to revealing parts of your booking plans. It can be nothing. Or it can be like this week, which Mikey, good luck. Good luck with this one. You got title match.
I have to make a title match on the go-home show?
Must book a title match. Yeah, a title match, dude. Not necessarily
On
a
the
title
Go
change.
Home show?
Yeah, not necessarily a title change, but at least a title match. So one of your champions, whether it be Orton, Bayley, Samoa Joe, One Nation. Now I look at it, I guess technically it could be Morgan and Ripley. I guess it also could be 24/7 champion. Now that I think about it, because technically that's a title. You got to have some sort of title match on your card. Look at this, Mikey. It looks like you're probably going to have to replace a whole match here.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that could be a title match at any point.
I mean, on the fly, do you have any ideas about what to do?
I'm gonna have to make something up.
Yeah.
How about while I think about it, we listen to your Raw card?
Sure. I think on the bright side, Mikey, at the very least, it might make your card even more better. Because you're gonna have a gosh darn title match on your show.
Even more better.
Even more better. 2 evens. Even most best.
Crazy.
Let's talk about my Monday Night Raw card. Here it is. We're going to start off hot with a tag match between the Usos and LLC. No show opener here, just a straight tag match. I'll tell you what, Mikey, the Usos win with a roll-up victory.
A roll-up? Nice.
Yes.
Really got him.
Getting the win over LLC before the Fatal 4-Way at Extreme Rules. So, solid return for the Usos.
And I'm sure LLC isn't happy about a roll-up victory.
Of course not.
Of course not.
The only roll-ups they like are rolls of money.
The only roll-ups they like are fruit roll-ups.
Are ones that make your tongue different colors. What are those ones that you can put stamps on your tongue?
Now I'm picturing Bobby Lashley and Cesaro having one of those TikTok challenges to see who can eat the fruit roll-up faster.
That's hilarious. What was that one food that was just a red strip of leather that you could put stamps on your tongue or something?
It was also a fruit roll-up, but it was tongue tattoos.
Yeah, were those called? Oh, I'm thinking of Fruit by the Foot. Those were fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, Fruit by the Foot are the long ones.
I'm confusing the two. Okay, anyways.
Fruit roll-up is the brand, isn't it?
Sure. Sure. Going into match number 2 here, Mikey. Match number 2 is going to be a reverse of last week. It's going to be this week.
Whatever happened to tongue tattoos?
Tongue tattoos were never a thing because guess what? There's a lot of nerve endings on your tongues. Oh wait,
I meant the fucking fruit roll-up one, Ryan.
Sorry, I got distracted by nonsense. Going straight into match number 2, we got Alexa Bliss against Liv Morgan in a non-title match.
All right.
Of course, before their tag team title match at Extreme Rules, Alexa Bliss gets the pin on Liv Morgan.
I remember when I had non-title matches.
That was perfect. I love that. Next up, we got a backstage interview with the Usos coming off their win. Charlie Caruso, of course, congratulates the Usos on picking up a win earlier tonight and wishes them luck in their match at Extreme Rules. But Charlie instead poses a question about their cousin, Roman Reigns. And instead asks whether or not they think he is ready for the Inferno match against The Fiend this Sunday.
All right. What are they thinking?
The Usos say that, growing up with Roman, they got to know him real well. So they know that Roman is not scared for this match. He's been through hell and back before, and he can easily do it again. And trust us, Charlie, Roman is much more ruthless than you can give him credit for. And he's
Turns out when Roman was growing up, he was an arsonist. He used to set ants on fire with a magnifying glass.
Jesus Christ. Roman is much more ruthless than you give him credit for, and he's going to prove that real soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
By burning ants with a magnifying glass.
Ants with a magnifying glass.
Who would have guessed it? Next up, going to the next match, it is Andrade with Zelina Vega against The Miz with Daniel Bryan.
Which is still shocking.
Of course, where we said last week, the winner will get added to the Intercontinental title match at Extreme Rules, thus making it a triple threat. During the match, at some point, Andrade tries to pin Miz with Andrade's feet on the ropes, but Bryan's having none of it and pushes Andrade's feet off of the ropes.
No cheating.
No cheating, my boy.
You stop that.
And the eventual winner of this match is The Miz.
Whoa, The Miz making his way back into the Intercontinental title picture.
Yeah, making his way downtown, moving fast, and he's homebound to the Intercontinental title.
Walking fast, Bryan in his corner.
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, so that makes it official that the Intercontinental title match at Extreme Rules this Sunday is going to be The Miz versus John Morrison, the champion, versus Sheamus in a triple threat match.
Nice.
Yes, you can maybe have sort of seen this coming, because I'm not the most subtle, I guess. I say doing a full murder mystery for the past several months. Moving into the next segment, it's a backstage segment with Andrade and Zelina Vega, who are furious about the recent match result, and Andrade and Vega challenge Bryan to a match this Sunday at Extreme Rules, which is my final match announcement, which is going to be on the pre-show, Daniel Bryan versus Andrade.
All right.
So yes, get hyped and ready for that.
Get so hype. I like Daniel Bryan versus Andrade. That match just has the potential to be a banger.
Agreed. I say reading the results of my match. Moving on to the next match. There's a little teaser for this Sunday. Subscribe. Moving on to the next match. It's going to be a singles match. It's Shayna Baszler versus Carmella. Shayna Baszler gets the win.
All right.
Sort of just
easy. Wrap that one up nice and easy.
Stealing a Mikey Manfredi booking strategy of just having a simple match.
Just having a match.
But of course, Shayna Baszler's the Miss Money in the Bank, so gotta hype a little bit.
Man. It's easy peasy.
Yes. Next up, we got a video package that is an announcement of a segment next week on Raw. Not only a segment next week, it's the return of Edge.
Nice.
Edge returns next week on The Peep Show with Christian.
Whoa, double return.
So we got Edge and Christian coming in next week on Raw, hyping that up right now. Next week, we're going to have the return of Edge. He's been gone for several months.
I love that.
Bringing him back. Next up, I love this. Detective Truth backstage segment.
Back again.
Hard Truth. What is it? Hard Truth?
Hard Truth.
Detective Truth is, he's in his little corner, but he's throwing papers around. He's throwing down his board of notes and stuff. He's getting all upset. He's getting mad because he can't figure out who attacked Aleister Black. He throws something, let's say something on his board, throws it into a mirror that's in the room, and he looks at the cracked his reflection in the cracked mirror, and then he says to himself, "I know who did it," and then he leaves.
Does he though?
I mean, that's the ultimate question: does he know anything? But for lack of a better term, Detective Truth seems to have cracked the case.
If the glass shattering isn't Stone Cold Steve Austin,
or Mojo Rawley.
He comes over to my brand.
Yeah, at Extreme. If it turns
why
out,
did you tell me?
If at Extreme Rules we roll the randomizer and it becomes like we have to swap superstars or something. You take on Truth and I take Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley shows up on Raw and reveals himself as the attacker. Our Truth is on SmackDown. Like, where's Mojo? He's like, oh, he showed up on Raw. He's like, ah, shit.
I'm on the wrong brand.
Oh, well, you already signed the contract. You're here for a while. Ah, dang it.
I went too deep undercover.
Oh, what have I done? Yeah, so there we go. Detective Truth seems to have cracked the case.
I don't know if he has, but sure.
But sure. So there we go. He seems to have figured something out. Next up, we got our main event match here, Mikey. It's going to be a singles match. It's the people that were left out of the 8-man tag last week. It's Seth Rollins with his buddies Mastiff and Murphy against Kofi Kingston. with
Whoa.
of course, the New Day by his side. Rollins versus Kingston. Back at it again.
It reminds me of that match after the Raw after Mania where Kofi showed up on Raw and they wanted a champion versus champion match. That was cool. Remember that?
I believe I've done this match before, and I believe you said the same thing.
It's just so good. It was just so good. It was a great moment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've done this match 8 weeks ago.
Oh, you can't expect me to remember what I said 8 weeks ago.
That's fair. I guess that's fair. You got me there. But this match ends up being a draw, unlike the match that happened 8 weeks ago. What happened 8 weeks ago? No, 8 weeks ago Seth Rollins won. This match ends in a draw when the LLC attack, the Usos get involved, and the whole match collapses. Ends up being a draw here.
All right. Jeez.
The whole match is a wash.
The whole match is a wash.
Yep. So we end up basically getting a big brawl between all four of these teams as we head into Extreme Rules for that fatal four-way Disciples, New Day, Usos, and LLC for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Nice.
And then finally, contract signing central over here. We got
another contract signing. We love them.
Yes, contract signing between Brock Lesnar and Keith Lee.
I love that.
Paul Heyman congratulates Keith Lee.
Can the ring even hold both of them?
That's a great question. Paul Heyman congratulates Keith Lee on defeating AJ Styles last week and winning the #1 contendership for the WWE Championship. Heyman says that it was truly admirable. Not only that, but you proved myself right. You proved to me why I made the correct decision of choosing you for a potential match against my client. You are a star, Keith Lee. You have the power, the agility, and most importantly, the intelligence of a WWE superstar. And without a doubt, you have what it takes to win the big one, taking down Roman Reigns, Daniel Bryan, and AJ Styles in 3 months. However, Mr. Lee, you are not WWE Championship material, and you have limits. Because the difference between you and my client is that you are too nice. You are afraid to go the extra step and be truly ruthless. Brock Lesnar is ruthless. You have reached your limit, Mr. Lee, and that makes you weak. This Sunday, my client will show you how weak you truly are when he takes you over to Suplex City and you never recover. And then Brock Lesnar signs the contract. Thoughts on that so far, Mikey? You're about to say something. It looks like.
No, I'm just excited. I'm just getting hype for the contract signing that hasn't gone wrong yet.
Keith Lee grabs the mic and says, "You're right, Mr. Heyman. I am nice, and trust me, my entire life I've been told that phrase that nice guys finish last. But look, I'm sitting right here, about to challenge the great Brock Lesnar to a WWE Championship match. I didn't cheat. I didn't lie. I did everything right to get here, and I proved the doubters wrong. You saying kindness is my limit. You say I lack brutality. Well, Mr. Heyman, I already proved you right before. Why don't I prove you wrong?" Then Keith Lee flips the table and just goes after Brock Lesnar. They're trading blows, trading hits. Then, when Brock gets advantage, Brock picks up Keith Lee and hits him with an F5.
The biggest F5 there ever has been.
But as Brock and Heyman are about to leave, Keith Lee sits up, seemingly unfazed by a F5.
He's not done.
Keith Lee gets back up. Brock goes to lariat Keith Lee, but it doesn't work. Keith Lee hits Brock with a spirit bomb and then a top rope moonsault to end the show.
The biggest spirit bomb there ever was.
To end the show, spirit bomb, moonsault, Keith Lee standing on top, holding the WWE Championship in his grasp.
Mr. Lesnar may have met his match.
Yes, and he is certainly out to prove Paul Heyman wrong. That hypes up the main event match. I'm not going to say main event because I have no idea what it's going to be, of the Raw main event match, I should say, of Brock Lesnar versus Keith Lee for the WWE Championship. Baby.
Incredible. I'm so excited.
Thoughts on that card, my dude?
It's awesome. It's hyping up Extreme Rules really well. Everyone's getting their matches in. I fucking love it. I'm so excited.
I put so much effort into that promo there. I was like,
good.
I'm bringing it home, baby. I'm bringing it home.
You doing that promo was like the bait, and you're like reeling it in.
I'm just reeling it in. I'm reeling it in, and I love. And I've done this before, but I use like in promos, I use specific words. And I try to use them several times as like points to other characters. So hopefully everything goes well. This literally, Mikey, this episode, Extreme Rules, and next week's episode are like everything for me. Is what I've been pushing. Is literally what I've been building towards for like 2 months.
Jeez.
2 to 3 months actually. So I'm really hoping that this all goes well. But yeah, that's my Monday Night Raw, folks. You can, of course, go to Twitter immediately following this episode. Of course, all the more reason to subscribe to this feed. But you can go to Twitter immediately following this episode at HitTheBooksPod, and you can vote in the poll that's pinned to the top of our page, whether or not you liked Mikey's Smackdown or my Monday Night Raw. You can vote which one you liked. So definitely,
obviously, my Smackdown.
Definitely go do that now. Speaking of Smackdown, Mikey, you had a decision to make. You had something to figure out, my dude. Tell me you've had some time. Tell me, what are you thinking? Has a decision been made?
Yes, I did make a decision.
You're saying this very begrudgingly.
It's gonna be. I really didn't want to do this. I'm cutting. Bobby Fish versus Danny Burch.
Okay.
And I'm putting in Kevin Owens versus Samoa Joe for the United States Championship, and Samoa Joe wins.
Oh, shit. Wow. That's great. That's a great card right there. Was that straight up one of your title matches this Sunday? No, it was Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne versus, Samoa Joe.
You're burning off Owens Joe.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it, but if I'm going to have a title match, I might as well go big.
I guess that's fair. Has Samoa Joe already been against... He's faced Jeff Hardy. He's faced... who else has he faced?
Humberto Carrillo, he won it off of.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he... That's what it was. He faced Kevin Owens at Money in the Bank. That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what I'm remembering. Okay, so we get a rematch almost.
Mm-hmm.
Samoa Joe takes it and retains. I like it, Mikey. I like that he's a. Is there anything to do with any additional stuff? Anything to do with like Pete Dunne or anything involving this match or anything?
No, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is.
United States title match: Samoa Joe versus Kevin Owens. Samoa Joe retains it. Okay, I like it. I think that's a solid.
Maybe Pete Dunne watching from the back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
At a perpendicular angle.
Well, I mean, how else are you gonna watch TV, my dude? I mean, you're just that's foolish.
Oh yeah.
I like it. I think that's a solid choice. Do you want to hear what I thought of?
Yes, I'd love to.
I don't remember if we did have a thing, so I don't know if this got cut out or not. But I did say that like I feel like I can think of something to do. Mm-hmm. This, in my situation, what I would have done, Mikey, is cut Flair Riot. And just cut it. Take that match off the Extreme Rules. Put in Undisputed Era, Birch and Lorcan, and put some sort of match to replace Flair and Riot.
Okay.
That's what I would have done. I don't know what match it would have been. Ultimately, I don't know what match it would have been. Maybe it would have been a United States title match as well. I don't know. I also probably would have been cheaped out and done a 24/7 title match or whatever. But I still think this is good. And the reason I still like it, Mikey, is that because what I would have done is got rid of a women's match in replace of a tag match, but you have been pushing women this entire time on SmackDown, which I love. So you felt it was important to, not just because it's women, but like we sort of talked about, alluded to, it potentially has ongoing things, future plans.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested. So I can see why you kept that. I think it was also a good choice to what you did.
Yeah, I figured I might as well go big or go home, and I figured the match that had the least stakes was the Birch Fish match, so I cut that one. I decided
that's fair. Was the O'Reilly? I don't remember. Was the O'Reilly Lorcan match like a match you had to add last week or something?
No, I think I just put it on there.
What was the thing you had to do last week?
Last week was...
I thought you had to replace a match or something.
Maybe. I think that might have been it. No, because I remember I had to add a match on the show opener. Sami Zayn, Jeff Hardy was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago was add a match. I don't remember what it was.
I think it was probably card subject to change last week.
I think that's what it was. But yeah, I like it. I think it was a good decision. Another solid title defense before he faces Pete Dunne. And also, it gives Pete Dunne a little bit extra leverage potentially over Samoa Joe. And also you also might have a better card now. God dang it. You have a title match, my dude.
Yeah, it's wild. I wasn't really ready for a title match, but here we are.
Yeah, so gosh dang it. Well, then there we go, folks. That is those cards. You, of course, like we said, Mikey SmackDown, main event being a huge tag match, McIntyre and Strowman against Orton and the Demon Finn Balor, versus my Raw, which had the main event match being Rollins versus Kingston. But of course, that contract signing, which wasn't really a main event, but it was a main event segment. And yeah, so you can go to Twitter at HitTheBooksPod immediately following the release of this episode and go vote on that pin tweet that is there on our Twitter at HitTheBooksPod. Vote which card you thought was better. And then next week, we will reveal the results of that poll, and the loser will have to get hit with the randomizer. So like we saw, I could have to be forced to do a title match, maybe a title change. Maybe I have to suddenly change a title. Who knows what's going to happen?
Imagine if I had a title change on the go-home show.
I feel like this happened to us before.
It definitely has.
Just it's been 2 years. It has to have happened to us before. But yeah, so we don't know. The power is solely in your hands, so definitely go vote on Twitter at HitTheBooksPod. What else? Like I said, subscribe to this podcast feed. Not only that you listen to this episode as soon as possible, but you also will get additional stuff like the Extreme Rules pay-per-view this Sunday, Mikey. Free on the WWE Network. The HTB Network.
Free on HTB Network. And also free for new subscribers.
Free for new subscribers, so why not subscribe to this podcast feed, folks? We got a bunch of matches there. You can listen to all of those match results, everything we've been hyping up for the past 5 weeks, and 5 weeks and more, I guess. You can listen to all of that this Sunday, I should say. Of course, we'll be back next week for an all-new episode of Raw and SmackDown Booking. We also have other shows like Wrestling and Statistics, which come out every Monday. And you can go to our YouTube channel to watch video versions of both this show and Wrestling with Statistics. Anything else? Mikey, anything to plug?
Our YouTube channel, if we didn't do that already, where you can find our 2K outcomes and all of our video versions of our podcast. When I say video versions, I don't mean like our video, but like you could see. I almost just threw up. That was gross. You can see like the waveform and stuff, which is neat. And we do a bunch of other stuff on there as well. And you should also check out our website, htbpod.com, where you can find everything about this show.
Yeah, we got a whole archive and a bunch of information. And it is a pay-per-view coming up, so there could be all new champions that come out of this pay-per-view, and you can find our championship history on htbpod.com.
htbpod.com. 6 letters and a .com.
And I'll sort of update the rankings of both Raw and SmackDown.
You can also find the written versions of all the podcast episodes that we do. You can find the written versions of all the cards in case you need to catch up quick.
Yes, but of course, the best way to catch up quick is to subscribe so that you can get every live episode when it comes out every Friday.
Indeed.
And of course,
the best way to catch up is to not fall behind at all. So subscribe.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. And of course, leave a review if you like what you heard. Leave a review; it will greatly help us. It would really help us. We would really, really, really appreciate it if you are a listener to the show and could leave a review. It help us out a lot. It would, we have thoughts and feelings about stuff, so we would really appreciate it, especially whether or not we continue the show forward, to leave a review on iTunes. We would greatly appreciate it. And also, it helps more because it helps more people find the show. That's the whole aspect. It allows us, gives us reason to continue doing the show. If more people can find us, more people can enjoy what we do here.
Those eyes on us, man.
Yeah, and
ears, I guess, since we're a podcast.
Yes, and I think that is everything else. So, without further ado, for Mikey, I've been Ryan. Have a good day, everybody, and we've got 2 words for you.
Book it.